Welcome back to the podcast. There we go. It's about the 20th time of attempting to start this podcast.
Yep.
But hey, you know that's how it goes. Welcome back, everyone, to episode 16, if I remember correctly. We've managed
Already?
to get episode 16. We're doing pretty well. Still, you know, like quite a few people listening to us. I think 12 on the last one, 19 on the previous one. That's our top one about how we found truth about aliens and stuff like that. So thank you very much, everyone who's listening. Cassie's taking pictures of us for those who are primarily listening. Although thank you, Robbie P. Got to give a shout out for commenting on the last video twice. Much appreciated to see someone actually responding and, you know, taking time to watch the YouTube. And then thank you to all those who listen on Spotify, Google, Apple. I don't actually know anywhere else that it is, but it's everywhere. We're everywhere. We are.
How would we know? You're a ringleader.
That's true.
I mean, everyone has the password.
Like
you could check it, but
did you put it on your OnlyFeeds?
no.
Is that where did you put it there? No,
I didn't. I haven't put it there yet. I'll do that next week to my 100,000 subscribers on the OnlyFeeds.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad there was a guy named John that was like beating me on your OnlyFeed, and I was like not having that, so I donated like $100 more. Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's good. Nobody takes my premium away.
Your name's what is it? 1 inch pinch.
No. 1 centimeter defeater.
Oh, 1 centimeter defeater.
You should know by now.
Oh, I'm 1 inch pinch. That's right. You're the 1 centimeter defeater. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I most of the time defeat myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cassie, are you ginger in this at this stage with your hair, or what color is this?
I think it's just the light. It's just the
right,
lighting
okay.
right now that it looks kind of red. It's more of like a brown,
Auburn,
like a
I
kind of like
believe
a light brown. I'm getting highlights on Wednesday, so it'll be more blonde. And then
Also
what
the highlight of your day.
Yes, it will be the highlight of my day, let me tell you. And then over the next like month or so, I'll get highlights a couple times, and then that'll just wash out a lot of this like brown color.
What do you do? Do you get the yellow one and then just?
Yeah, it's just a marker. I just like paint it on with a marker.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah. Yep, that's what I do.
Oh, good. I'm glad we cleared that one up. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Hair
with like a marker.
Yeah. Hair tips with Cassie. Just buy some markers or highlighters, and just do it that way if you want some additional color.
And just don't wash it, or else you'll have to do it again.
And that's the end of the podcast. Thank you very much.
Yay! Today's podcast can be dedicated to L'Oreal and all of their fantastic hair tips.
Because we're worth it.
How do you know that that's the L'Oreal?
Because you're worth it. Yeah, I do that too. It's like
been the thing since like 1990 or whatever.
Yeah.
With the flick
it's a good
of the hair.
slogan. Yeah, flicking hair like the ones I don't have, and then you're worth it.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Like the sensual voice, like you're worth it.
When I was 18, that was the only reason I grew long hair, was just so that I could do that once and then I cut it off.
So it can be worth it.
Yeah, so I could be worth it just once.
Aw. You're worth it. You're definitely worth it in my book.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Thank you, Fox.
Oh, my kids? What?
Oh God! Let's not. I was gonna say, let's not get into that. Dear. So anyway, we're back. We're gonna do another episode of conspiracy theories, unsolved mysteries, unexplained events, like Cassie's hair color. It's unexplained. That's not what we're starting off with. So are we okay if I start off?
Of course.
Okay.
Sure.
So, my first one is, do you think Atlantis was real, or is real, or was real, or was ever real? I don't know.
Don't people go there? Like, isn't that a thing?
To Atlantis.
Oh no! There's a
Not
sorry.
Atlanta.
There is a
Atlanta,
hotel.
Georgia.
There's a hotel that has like an underwater
Yeah.
thing.
Multiple.
Okay. Never
Yeah.
mind. Yes, I do agree that it is real.
And you didn't think it was Atlanta, right? That's like an American city as well, but not.
No, I definitely knew it wasn't Atlanta. I lived in the U.S.
Do I think Atlantis is real? Yes. Do I think it's like as portrayed in movies and stuff? No. I think it was like
it's called Jason Momoa. That's really
Yeah.
Yes, that's where he's from.
No, but there's like I really think so. There's like a lot of evidence supporting that there was like a city that broke off and sank to the bottom of the ocean.
Is there a lot of evidence if they've not confirmed it?
There was evidence that it could happen, like platonic evidence, but not really like hard evidence of it.
When you say platonic evidence, do you mean by the fact that Pluto wrote about it, or?
Pluto is not even a planet. Oh, it is. It is again.
No, it's
they
a
pronounced
dog.
it a planet.
It's a dog, Pluto.
Yeah,
Pluto,
yeah,
and he wrote about Atlantis, and that's the story.
Now, with his little paws.
I can't remember what the how does Bugs Bunny end it? Like that's all, folks, or whatever. I can't remember how it goes.
Yeah. No.
That was Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's Mickey Mouse. It's not, because I'm sure he has like almost like a stutter, doesn't he? Like that's all, folks. Or oh no, that's Elmer Fudd. I don't know. I'm confused now. I've completely confused myself. I've gone off topic. Atlantis.
Yes, I think it's real, and it's near Atlanta. Actually, that's what I think. And there's like an underwater bar that you can go into. It's really good. Been there
True.
twice.
True.
Been there twice.
So if you look up Atlantis on Wikipedia, do you know what it says? The first thing it says is a fictional island mentioned in allegory on the hubris of nations in Plato's work.
Oh, it's Plato. It wasn't Pluto. It's close. Close.
It's Plato.
Oh god, that's my mistake.
I definitely think it's a thing, but it's definitely, like Fox said, it's probably not like made of gold or whatever. But
that was El Dorado.
Yeah.
I only saw that movie once.
God.
Oh, we're a mess.
We're a mess.
But I definitely think it's possible, because if you look at like our history as a world with Pangea and stuff, like the water has literally taken continents apart, put them back together, things have moved, things have gone underwater because there's nowhere for them to be. So I mean, it's possible that that's a thing, but how would we find it? Like, if somebody hasn't found it now.
Well, I think the issue is, obviously, with a lot of things, they're what's the word I'm looking for? Is not exaggerated, not exasperated. Yeah, so it's based off something, but isn't like, because he said like Atlantis was like high, like tech, like a lot further in the future, or whatever. Kind of, I think, how Plato's, not Pluto's, story goes. Two different stories, those. But yeah, you've got, I think the most like kind of compelling ones, there's like something just off like Bermuda, where it's like large rectangular like rocks which look like they're carved like in a line which looks like it could be a road. I think there's somewhere off like Japan which is like, it's proven that it was a settlement or something which was above water at one point. But I think like the one that they think is most likely is there's something around Greece where there was an island which the water did go up like, I don't know, 5 foot into like the village or whatever, but they think I think if I remember correctly, it was abandoned, they believe, because there was like natural gases that were coming off, which from like the surface, because it's near like volcanoes and whatnot, which was toxic or whatever. And they believe that they may have evacuated the city, and then maybe when like a volcano went off or something, like a tsunami came in, and that's how it kind of got disappeared below, beneath the waves. So I agree. Like, I think it's something. I think it's based off something, and I think if I remember correctly, that Greek island they found like ironwork and whatnot, which they did say was, or like I think it was also like really intricate, like mosaic, like jugs and things like that, which they said was definitely ahead of like the continental Europe, sort of, like Italy. What am I saying? Like civilizations at that like point, only like 100 years or something more like ahead, but I think that happened still like a couple hundred years before Plato was born. So it's like, I think a lot of people think that Plato heard about it and then wrote about it, rather than it being something that was during his time.
Yeah.
Which I think is generally the case with a lot of these things, like Homer, not Simpson, Plato. A lot of these things are kind of based off something. It's a bit like even like the Bible wasn't written like at the time of Jesus being alive, if people believe that or whatever, but it was like written a little bit later. So it's kind of, all these things are like based off like things that people hear. You know what I mean? Probably just pissed off a load of people. I do apologize.
There's a game like that, right? Where I just want to give an example where you tell like a word, like the
Chinese
word
whispers.
association game. No, I don't know how you call it, but yeah, we call it like the word association
word
game,
association.
where you sit in like a circle and one comes up with a word and then you have to whisper it to the other, like going into a circle. That's kind of basically how like history. Yeah, no, you whisper it to your neighbor and he whispers it to someone else.
It's
And
normally
then
like
in the end, the last guy has to
say what they think
he
it was.
thinks it is.
Yeah.
But it's always like formed differently. I think
Yeah.
that's the same with like a lot of these stories, where there's like what is the truth if it has passed down through like so many people before you get like a real story to write down or whatever. People always exaggerate a bit and stuff like that. So I think Atlantis is real. I don't think we will make it surface again. That it sank to the bottom magically,
Right, yeah.
which was the tale. Could be, but the same thing is like we haven't discovered like 20 or 30% of our Earth, even in general, more.
Right,
way
I was
more,
going to say, because like the oceans, like they only know about 10% or something.
Yeah, so we haven't, let's say 90% we haven't discovered of this Earth, so that could honestly mean that we can still find it. And I don't know if it's like really noticeable if we find it now.
Yeah.
I think we're a bit late if we find it.
Should we
It
just
can be an attraction.
Shouldn't we just ask Jason and Momoa? Where is it, mate?
Yeah.
Can you take us there?
Where is it? Take us. We need to know.
When did we become Batman?
I know, like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Maybe he's Batman.
What, Jason Momoa or
Yeah.
Aquaman or Pluto?
Aquaman or Pluto. Yeah, doesn't matter. Mickey. I just step out of that idea. I wanna come up with another conspiracy
Did you
theory.
you just came, did you?
What?
You said I just came.
Yeah, true.
Oh, it's one of them days, people. I do apologise.
No, he doesn't. He's lying.
I definitely not apologize. No. I want to segue into another like conspiracy theory where there's like, this is about World War II. Like, there's a lot of like rumors going around that like the Hitler isn't dead and he flew to Argentina and he didn't kill
Mhm.
himself. What do you guys think of that one? Because I think it's really possible because a lot of like high people in the Nazi order went to Argentina.
Yeah,
are
they went to
still
South
there.
America.
Or South America.
Yeah, I think all of them would be dead, I think, by now because of how old they were at. Because there's also that place is it Brazil? I want to say it's like a village, town, whatever, and it's got the highest population of twins in the world. And there was a doctor, I can't remember what his name was, who was trying to do this thing in Nazi Germany, which was approved by Hitler, which was to try and like clone like the Aryan race as such to obviously create like a perfect race. And then it seems weird that a lot of people, so you go to like this Brazil town and I can't remember what it is. It's like, it's like a village, I think, of like 2,000 people or something. And there's like 30 like sets of twins from different families, which is obviously very unusual. And they did say that there was a German doctor who came there in like 1950 or something like that. So there's kind of like a big kind of conspiracy theory about that. Did Hitler die in Germany, shoot himself? Or did he go to Argentina? Because I think, again, there's like a house which they think that Hitler was at. It's like near a lake. I think there's certainly evidence that there were Nazis who were there. I personally think he died in Germany. That's my gut feeling. Just because they did catch some of the like bigger like names like Goebbels and I think like Himmler and whatnot. They like caught and tried them in The Hague or wherever.
Yeah, they did capture every big piece, but there's no recording. I thought like Hitler burned himself.
No, he shot. Did he shoot himself or did he take? Yeah, it was shot himself, wasn't it? It wasn't cyanide.
Shot himself,
Yeah.
But I think his like when they found his body, it was unrecognizable. So I think somebody burned the body.
Yeah, well, I think they
Wasn't
said.
that the case?
I think they said they burnt the body so that people couldn't like exhume him and like whatever, because they obviously then put it in a marked grave or whatever.
Yeah. But what is the chance that he lived on his life and had a doppelganger there? That's like a lot. That's like something that could happen.
I mean, don't get me wrong, always possible, but I just think like I look like today and I go, I know you have like Osama bin Laden is like one of the biggest like what's the word I'm looking at, evil characters of like history or whatever, modern history, let's call it. I think you look at Hitler and you go, he is like number one on that list of the most hated people. I just think it would be so difficult for him to get away, because I think it'd be very difficult to like hide him or whatnot, and then to stay hidden in South America for such a long period of time, because he would have still lived on for like another into the 70s or 80s, I guess. I think it would have been difficult for like
there was a lot of reports, right, where they said that they took over a certain village to keep it quiet. So if that happened, who says they are not keeping him quiet for eternity and then claiming his body so the Allied troops can claim his body so everything's quieted down? Because if you have to admit, we have never seen Osama bin Laden dead on a video, so how could we know that he's dead for sure? You know what I mean? So it's always maybe to reassure people that he's actually dead and that you've won the war.
I just think, I don't know, my personal kind of gut feeling is that these people always will slip up, and I'm like, I'm just like the CIA, MI5, people like that who I think would have been gunning for his death. I think it would be so difficult to keep him off their radar because they know so much more than like the public and that they let on to. I just think it'd be very difficult because I think if he did somehow manage to get to Argentina and they took over like a village or whatever, I just have a feeling the rumors would somehow get back to the CIA. I think the CIA then or MI5 or whatever would go after him in Argentina or whatever and trim down. It's a bit like with Osama bin Laden. They didn't if I remember correctly, I don't think they asked for permission from Pakistan to go in. They just literally like flew helicopters across the border.
They went in. America went in. Like SEAL Team 6 killed him.
Yeah,
that's what it is, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think they went, oh, hi Pakistan, can we enter your like airspace? I think they like flew in pretty low to keep out of radar and just like did it then. And that's what I mean. Is like, even though Argentina was on like Hitler's side as such, I think we would have heard like someone like the CIA or Navy SEALs or SAS going in after Hitler and taking him out.
Yeah, true. I guess you're right, though.
I mean, I could be wrong. There is evidence that obviously some senior Nazis did manage to get to South America and did manage to live for a number of years, like 20 years or whatever out there. So obviously it's possible because they didn't go after everyone, but I just think Hitler's name was just too big. That's what I mean. I think he's the head of the snake as such. I think they would want to. Now, like you said, could he have had like a double ganger? Could they have cloned him? Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, that would be horrible though.
Yeah,
if you could clone people like that. Plato will not confirm with that.
No.
Wow.
What's your thoughts, Cassie? Although you're mute, so I don't know whether it's loud in the background.
No, I'm okay. It was loud, but I left it on. The Hitler thing. I don't know, but I do agree with like what you were saying. It's unless we see it, do we really agree that it's gone? And I don't understand why that's a thing. Like, why do we need this like proof that something happens? Probably because there's no trust, like 0% trust. But I don't know. I feel like at this point I feel like he was dead. I feel like people just say things like that to create doubt, maybe.
Maybe.
I
Maybe
mean,
they're asking the right questions. I don't know.
I don't know.
That's
It is hard.
That's the thing with me too. I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but like, I read another conspiracy theory where it says that Elvis is still alive, and they put the guy who was like saying that he was Elvis in the mental hospital. So that's another way to silence people, I guess. Just label them crazy and go off. And he I think it was like a 98 or 99% DNA match with him and his mom.
Oh.
I don't know about his dad, so. But
I always kind of look at these and I go, with like, let's just take the Elvis one, or even the Hitler one. I'm like, if it is the real person, what does the government or whatever have to benefit from by like locking Elvis up?
Right.
That's what always makes me kind of go, what would be the benefit of doing that? I don't know. And yeah, a cat has entered.
I think the cat wants to say something.
Maybe
like she wanted to murder me.
Maybe the cat's Elvis.
Are you Elvis?
Ooh.
Elvis?
Ooh.
No.
No.
Not Elvis. No.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know what you would have to gain from faking it as such. I get what you said, like in terms of Hitler, you get to like end the war, but I don't know. Yeah.
You can't end the war with Elvis, can you?
Well, no, I mean Elvis is just a random one. Like I don't know what you would have to gain from that. Really.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can't like deceit DNA tests really much. So if it's a 99% match, that's so weird.
Don't know.
I don't know either. That is weird.
What have you got, Cassie?
So I have a lot. But you were talking about unsolved mysteries versus like conspiracy theories when we were talking about Googling. And I saw this one that came by and I'm really interested in this story. So I'm wondering what your thoughts are. Lizzie Borden. Do you think she killed her parents? Do you even know who she is?
Nope.
What? Oh my God, I can't. Google it right now.
Yeah,
Google it.
I am.
So
So
it says about 1889. So that's when all of this happened. In Massachusetts, a man and a woman were found dead in the house, and the only person around was the daughter, and they said she was not guilty. But they made a song about it. Like, there's literally a song about it. And if you sing it, it says, I'm sure you just pulled it up. Where did it go? Oh, please, I lost my page. Oh, it says, Lizzie Borden took an axe and gave her mother 40 whacks. When she saw what she had done, she gave her father 41.
I've heard the rhyme before.
Yes. So nobody knows if she actually did it, but she was, I mean, in court or whatever they did, she was assumed guilty, but then not guilty.
Yeah, I was
don't
going
know.
to say
It's
there was
so
an
weird.
acquittal, wasn't there? Reading
Yeah,
this.
it's very weird. And I saw they made a movie about it not too long ago. I want to say maybe like 8 years ago, 9 years ago, something like that. With Christina Ricci maybe was Lizzie Borden in the movie. And it's just insane. That movie is so good. But like stuff like this, when you don't have the technology we have now, how do you prove somebody's guilty if they're not literally standing there in the blood saying, "Yes, I did it," or somebody didn't physically see them do it? Like I don't get like how?
Yeah.
Like did she do it? I don't know. I think she did it cuz she's crazy. Like everything says she's crazy.
It'd be interesting. I mean, obviously I don't know too much. As I said, I've heard the rhyme before, but or song, whatever you want to call it. But I wonder whether they could go back now and try and like get any like form of, whether they've kept any like items or whatever which might give DNA kind of samples, because they have been able to do that with like previous things, haven't they?
Yeah.
But
Well, 1889, I don't know if they would. I mean, anything that they have from that time period is probably in a museum, if they have anything.
Well, I certainly like. I mean, I was going to leave this to go on to like. Well, I'll mention the name, but I was going to do like a unsolved kind of like crimes one. I was thinking in like podcast in like the future.
Yes.
The one that I'm going to just touch on, but I don't want to get into too much detail about, is Jack the Ripper. Now, I think it's the Metropolitan Police have still got samples in their archive from that, and that's what they're then doing DNA on to like try and identify potential suspects now. So that's why I don't know whether FBI or whatever may have the same sort of thing. Yeah. Be interesting.
The thing is, this is like crazy. Can you expect like walking in? I can't expect that. Like walking in on my mom and my stepdad, like laying there, and then the police comes in, and I come into the house like 3 seconds later, I find like the murder weapon and I try to pick it up, and then the police comes in. Try to prove your innocence while you didn't do it is
Yeah.
hard. I would go mad too.
Well, why
Because
would you pick up the murder weapon? That's my question.
I
I
don't
would
know.
never touch
Yeah.
it.
No, I don't know, but maybe touch the body to see if she's dead or whatever, and then the police catches you and brings you in, and
Yeah,
then
that's
like
true.
convicts you for something
Well,
you
I
didn't
was
do.
going to
How
say,
can you?
the other thing is like, you know, bloody hell, touch wood, that I never have that sort of like experience, but I guess when you would also walk, if you know, let's say that's, you know, oh God, I hate saying this, but like, if your family members were murdered or something, you walked into the house, I'm sure you go straight into shock, because you know, because of like how horrific it would be. You may end up then just, you know, because people when they're in shock just do stuff that
Yeah,
isn't
you're not
isn't
even
normal.
conscious, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
So what, you know, whether you then like try and like help them by like picking up the murder weapon, taking it out of their body to like try and put pressure on or something like that, which then obviously, you know, isn't the right answer or whatever. I don't know. You know, people do kind of
Yes.
crazy things like
In traffic, you have like 3 responses, right? You have 3 people or 3 kind of people. Fight, fight the police or whatever, or stay. You have stay, like stay there and be calm, collective, and wait for the police. You have the fight or the flight reaction, I think. Like the flight is just getting away and you're in a state of like bliss. You can't see anything, but it's proven that you do not know how to react, so you just run off and later on report back. I think that was like, yeah, that was it. Like fight, flight, or stay, or like stun or something like that. And I think that's like in a murder situation too. You like either fight that you are not guilty, stay because you know you're guilty, or run because you know you're guilty but you want to get away with it. That's I think what it was. There's like an interesting documentary on Netflix about that, like episodes. I forgot the name of it, but I was watching that.
yeah.
I'll come back to that in the next episode.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've got no idea like what would be going through her mind, and like, you know, which obviously I don't know too much about the actual incident, so I don't know whether
The thing is, why is this so important then? It looks like a crazy axe killer who got caught, right?
Right,
It's not like
right. That's what's weird is like anybody else, it would just be like a story, right? So why is this blown up to be a thing? Why is there a song that everybody knows? Why is this a thing?
Well, I guess it's because people think that she's guilty, but she got acquitted. I mean, come on, let's think about it right now. In essence, the modern day version is a certain man doing like 100 down the motorway called O.J. Simpson. Look, my hand doesn't fit in the glove.
That's true.
Who puts a glove on like this? I don't. Have you ever seen scary movies?
Oh my god, they're so funny.
of course.
You know, is it? I think it's the second one where they go to like the hotel or whatever, and there's the guy who, like, someone's like hanging off like a ledge. And the other guy goes, "Take my strong hand," like that.
Yeah.
That's a bit like that's what I can see. That's what like OJ did. He was like, "Look, my strong hand. It doesn't fit."
I've literally never seen anyone make that connection before, Scal.
Well, you know, someone has to. No, but you know, it's the same sort of thing as like him. That's such like a big thing because everyone's like, he did it, but then obviously he was acquitted, and you know he's not been found guilty of it, and it's like, yeah, but really?
Could it be because, like, I'm throwing out a curveball here, because she was a woman in like 1860, that it was like newsworthy, that normally women wouldn't kill parents?
Possible.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, I don't know. You know, got no idea in terms of what percentages of murders are committed by men, you know, and women in that time. I would assume even today it's more men than women, but I don't know. You know,
It was more rare, I think, because
Hmm.
women were more submissive in like the 18 to 1900s, right?
That
I
or
do
they're
not want to.
witches.
Yeah, Salem witches. Every one of them. They're still alive under us.
Oh, God, we're
Probably.
going even further into this this rabbit hole.
And that's what it is too. It's a rabbit hole. It really is.
So I'm gonna. I don't know how am I gonna try and segue off this. I don't think I've got like a way to segue into like something else. I've kind of got what.
I have another one if you want to go to something different.
No, so I've got a like kind of query, and but I want to combine two into one. When to become one.
Just do it. Don't.
I don't
Sorry.
Just do it.
Which is, what do you think is really in Fort Knox and Area 51? Like, do you really think Fort Knox has got like half of the US's gold in it? Because obviously a lot of people think it's just empty now. Because I don't think a survey's been done there since like the mid 80s or something. In terms of actually like recording what's in there and publicly announcing it. And then Area 51, well, you know.
Do they have to publicly announce it though? Like,
no, they don't.
That's what I'm wondering.
but
Like,
obviously
maybe they're surveying it, but they're not announcing it because there's stuff there they don't want anybody to know we have.
Well, this is like the whole point is like people going, well, why wouldn't you announce the... And most people are saying they don't want to announce the like what's actually in there because they say that there's not actually as much there. Because it's like, I think the last time they did it was because it was something like France had sent gold there or something like that to be stored there, and they requested it back. And that was like the last time, I think it was like the mid 80s or something like that, where they then did like a public survey, and they also did a like tour of like I think they took some like pictures of like the inside of the building, which showed like what it was like. But then people were like, well, why haven't you done one in like the last 40 years? Is it because actually you've like secretly got rid of it? Because I think they say there's like a train station underneath or something. They kind of wonder whether people have been like loading these trains, shipping it off to buy like stuff across the world, and actually there isn't that much in there.
But is it like a gold storage or with modern day money? Gold, right?
Yeah, so it's gold. I think it's in the majority like gold. What do you call them? Billions? Is it billions? Billions?
Billions.
Yeah.
Billions, yeah.
And then I think there is like some precious art and stuff like that, but you know the majority is for gold because it's obviously so secretly kind of controlled. You ain't got no chance of getting in there.
Wouldn't it be like nowadays? Wouldn't it be like stupid to keep it in one place? If you for people to rob the place, if that makes sense.
Well, obviously it's so like high security. Like, would people even have a chance? You know, because no one's ever managed to get anywhere near it. It's got, if I remember correctly, it's got like seismometers. Is that what they call it?
Seismographs.
Yeah, whatever. To like tell, you know, whether there's like drilling underground and things like that. So it's like so protective.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know about like Area 51 is that they're definitely doing stuff there that cannot see daylight, and most of the time that's for like protecting people at all. So if it's like alien wise, I'm not really sure. Maybe it's just like country secrets or whatever.
Certainly, isn't it? What's the company's like name? Isn't it like Lockhart or something like that? Which like created the stealth bomber, and they like admitted that they made that and tested it there. So you know that they're doing like very like top secret. Cause it was that and a drone that I think they first created there or built there or whatever. So
And they did like the super suits for soldiers, right? They came out with
I
it,
think so. Yeah.
like the enhancement suits
Yeah.
for like veterans and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's created there. Do I think that most of the time Area 51 is linked with like aliens and
Mhm.
stuff? I don't really think that only aliens go to Area 51.
Well, it's not. It's
if they
not.
are here.
It's not about.
That would be weird.
It's not about whether they go to Area 51. It's all about that Roswell incident, isn't it, in the 60s, where the US, the Army or Air Force, I think it probably is better, gave out a statement saying that they found an unidentified flying object, which had crashed, and then the very next day changed it to it was a weather balloon. And people obviously are like
confused and like what
weather balloon is like very easy to like tell, but
but maybe what if that was like an experiment, like nobody else could see, and then it crashed? So it's still an identified flying object. If there's like a cloaking device on a plane or something, you know what I mean? Like in the movies. So then it crashed, and then they are identifying it as an identifying object, UFO. So obviously you don't want like other countries to know what you're doing, so you just call it a weather balloon and be done with it. Yeah, maybe that could be the case too.
It just seems very odd because the story was so inconsistent at the time, because they came out, I think, I think it was like an God, I can't. The problem is I don't know like military like or Air Force kind of like hierarchy. So it was like a general or something who came out and was like, "We have no idea what it is." And then the very next day was like, "Oh, actually, hold on. Remember I said that?" And like, you remember these other people said that? Forget about that. It's a weather balloon. It's like
sounds like a cover up. Yeah.
Yeah. And then obviously they built Area 51 then around, well, obviously not on the side, but around that, because there wasn't like I think there was just a basic army base there or something like that.
Let me give you another question. Would you want to know everything that's going on in Area 51 if it had to do with like the outer planet kind of thing? Would you want to know everything that's going on?
Let's go with yes. I haven't thought about it.
You're curious.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm. Yeah, just more like, well, what I know there would be like if you said to people, "Oh yeah, by the way, look at this like green guy. He's been here since the mid-60s.
He's behind me. He's nice.
He's still alive over your chicken.
I know like
Paul, right?
And I know like if you announced it, there would be a lot of like people who panic. So I obviously like get it, but at the same time it's a bit like, well, be nice to know if you did find like an alien or something, and have their planet or whatever people made any contact since, like to retrieve bodies, or because if they're like, oh well, we did we actually did find a body that we got no idea what it was. It was in an unidentified flying object. We've never had contact since. I kind of want to know that. Is there potentially like a thing down? Is there potentially an actual Independence Day coming down the line?
Right. Yeah, but that's the thing. I think it would create like mass hysteria that you don't want. I personally would not want to know if there's a lot of things going on, because I think that will drive you crazy eventually, because you will think like, well, there's aliens, so there's probably way more things out there, which I think that is. If you believe that aliens don't exist, you're on the... Yeah, I'm sorry, but there's something wrong with you. We have like infinite planets. Do you really think we're the only ones in this entire Milky Way or exactly the galaxy? our Milky Way exists of like thousands of planets, and then you have like galaxies. Like we are one of like the unlimited galaxies. So there's no shot we're the only one alive
Mhm.
in like in our existence. So, but do I want to see if there is a new Independence Day? No, I don't want to know. I think I'd rather be unknown.
Yeah. I mean, okay.
So I found the content of Fort Knox.
Okay.
What they were believed to have been there. So it was English crown jewels, the Magna Carta, the Bill of Rights, the original Constitution documents, 3 volumes of the Gutenberg Bible, the Declaration of Independence, Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, and the Second Inaugural Address, and gold reserves for occupied European countries from 1941 to 1944. So that's what it said was in there. Now, I'm wondering, like, the Declaration of Independence is at where the hell is it? It's somewhere in a museum somewhere in like a
Mhm.
specialized case. Like, is that actually the real one?
Isn't it?
Or
Is
is the
that?
real one in there?
Is it not in?
White House, right? I thought it was the
No,
White
no.
House.
It's in like. Is it not in like Boston or something like that? I've been and visited it, so it's either in Washington D.C., New York, Philadelphia, or Boston.
Probably
Boston, right?
Washington D.C.
Yeah, it might be Washington. To be fair, I don't know.
But it's the capital. It could be.
Yeah, I would say it's either Washington or Boston, but I don't know.
In the National Archives in Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay.
That's where it's currently housed. But it was in many different places. It was in Philadelphia, it was in Baltimore, it was in Lancaster. It moved around a lot, it looked like. But it's been in DC. So it says it was in Fort Knox only until 1944, and then it moved to the Library of Congress until 1952, and then since 1952 it's been in the National Archives. But like, do we actually think that that's the correct one? Because if they don't trust anyone, are they really going to chance that to be able to be just like, yeah, there's stuff around it, but we've seen what is that movie? National
Treasure.
Treasure. We've seen all those movies. Like,
Yeah.
do we think that that's actually the real one? Because now I'm questioning. I didn't know it was originally in Fort Knox.
I
And
didn't
so
either.
the other thing that it says is Fort Knox is the private security measures are barbed wire, electric fences, armed guards, and it has a U.S. Army post, unmarked Apache helicopter gunships, ground sweeping radar, minefields, a vault door impenetrable by torch, drill, or explosives, weighs 22 tons, and is 21 inches thick.
That's a thick boy.
Yeah, as I say,
That's
thick.
almost double the 12 inches of steel surrounding the whole of the USS Missouri battleship.
12 inches of steel is what they call my penis.
They call me the
You were
one
debating on
centimeter.
saying that. I was
One
watching
centimeter.
you, and you were like, "No, I'm gonna go for it."
You
Full
was
send.
if you have so many like defense mechanisms, there's definitely something there that they don't want to be discovered.
But is it still that? Is it still that crazy? Like, I don't know. Because it's not like this has a date on it that says like this is, this was accurate as of 1947. Like, I don't know.
Over and try the minefields and see if they're still active. Like,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah. Let's do
go
that.
check firsthand. Yeah, and then you can watch with binoculars from like.
I have the perfect person that I would love to see do that. I'm
Tell us
not
after.
answering that question.
Tell us after the podcast.
Yeah.
Recording it. I'm curious.
Okay.
I'm curious.
It says the last somewhat credible examination of Fort Knox's gold was in 1953.
Wow.
But the thing is, like, Apache helicopters are around since like 2010. They aren't from earlier, right?
Really?
Apache helicopters haven't
So
been
then that
around
must be
that long.
pretty recent then. So if these security measures are still in effect,
Mhm.
then you're absolutely right, Fox. There has to be things there that they
I
don't
mean,
want people to
Fox
be able to get to.
1975 was actually when they were first manufactured, but
Yeah, but not really the.
yeah, but obviously they didn't have Apaches back then, but they still would have had mines, and they might have had a tank or something like that.
Yeah, but my thought is when you place like Apache helicopters and stuff like that, you have something to hide
Oh,
or
yeah.
guard in
Yeah,
this
I mean, if you
case.
have a minefield, then you've got something to guard.
So yeah, and it's not like, oh, there's nothing there. But still keep the Apaches there. No
Yeah.
way. You're not going like that full in defense mode if you have nothing to hide, basically.
Especially if we're hemorrhaging money.
Yeah, so there needs to be something different than only gold. There's something in there that's like far more valuable than gold. Like maybe like the combined like the crown jewels and stuff that were in there earlier, but like I don't think like 1 billion worth of gold is like needed of that guarding. That much of an overkill of guarding, if you know what I mean. Um so the thing is like even with the independence Declaration of Independence. People won't steal that because you can't get rid of it. You can't sell it because you will be tracked, you will be hunted down. So it's not of value for people. Maybe you can sell it to like some rich guy, but I don't know. They'll find it eventually.
Yeah, they said. It says if you sold all the gold. Oh yeah, it should say 11 billion.
Yeah, okay, but who is going to like steal 11 billion worth of gold and try to get away with it? Like honestly, you're a dumbass if you even try that.
Oh no, sorry, that was silver. It's $470 billion worth of
Oh yeah,
gold.
I would try that.
Yeah.
470 million. Can I get 1% maybe?
Yeah.
No, but the
Yeah.
thing is that there has to be something worth like guarding that much for. Because even in a bank they have like loads of money and it's only like
Yeah.
easy. And even the money deposit stations don't have that much. Or the money counting, whatever it is, like the state banks don't
Yeah.
have that much protection. So there needs to be something in there that's worth like giving lives for. Like, and it's most of the time not only money. But
Agree.
I don't know. I haven't been in there, so I couldn't know.
True. I don't think we'll ever get in there. I don't think we'll.
If like Cass's guy makes it through the minefields, he'll cut like the barbed wires. He will like be our meat shield for the Apaches, and we get in. And you use your 12 centimeter thing on the vault door, and we're out.
Inches.
Yeah, inches, and we will
Mr.
escape
Footlong.
through the trains. I see it. I see it do. I can actually think we can make this.
Yeah,
But we need a lot of sacrifices for this.
we've played Call of Duty enough to get inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Mhm,
I'll
mhm.
slide
We're
cancel
so
their
good
ass.
at that game. We're just so good.
Yeah, definitely.
But how would it go? Go two guys in the blonde going dark.
What would my secret name be? I don't even know.
You mean like
Dark Angel
yeah, like
going dark.
the eagles landed.
The eagle flies at night.
I can't come up with anything. Sausage party.
No, that's not right. It's not that.
Sausage Party 1, come in. Sausage Party 1.
Yeah.
Coming, I'm coming.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Here,
that's
I
what
hate it
you
here so
said.
much. Oh, but I also love it here.
But people can share it with the world. It's fine.
Yeah. So who's got another one?
Cassie has a lot of.
Oh my god. Let me exit out of my windows here. I have 17 windows open. All right. What
Your
about
windows.
Alcatraz? What do you think about Alcatraz?
What
Since
about it?
Rebirth is our favorite game that we love to hate, to really, really hate.
I hate
with a
Call of Duty.
passion.
Yeah.
What do you think about the escape from Alcatraz?
Is that the
Do you
three
think they
guys?
made it? Yes, they were bank
Hmm.
robbers and they escaped allegedly, but really a lot of people think that they died in the water,
Yeah.
like they drowned. But then later on, let me see exactly what year it was. There was a letter that came out and it said, oh, come on. What does it say exactly? It says something like, my name is so and so. I escaped from Alcatraz. I'm 80 something years old and I'm in bad shape. I have cancer. Like, do you think somebody was just messing with everybody? Or do you think that actually was that guy? Because let me tell you how annoying it is for these people who commit crimes and sit in jail all of their life and claim I'm innocent, I'm innocent, I'm innocent, right? Even though we know they did it, they could have been standing over the body with a knife that actually did it and say, no, I didn't do it. But they spend their life in jail and then they just die without a confession, without a book, without anything. Do you think that actually was it the guy that did, in fact, escape from Alcatraz writing a letter? If it was me, I would have the decency to admit all my crimes when I'm dead.
First, you can admit your crimes when you're dead.
Yeah, you can. You can write a book or a letter.
You can write a book when you're
I'll
dead.
get it notarized. I don't even care.
But the thing is, no, I don't,
You
I don't
don't
know
think
if
so?
they escaped. Alcatraz was like unescapable, wasn't it? And three guys tried and got out.
Wasn't there
Allegedly,
also?
that's what the
was
story was, right?
What's the Birdman of Alcatraz as well? Wasn't he another guy who tried to escape?
There
That
was
was
a
a
lot
third.
of people that tried to escape, but most of them either got caught
Or
by
shot.
Yeah, I thought most of
or
them.
they drowned.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought most got caught before they even got off the island. I thought these were the. Oh, I can't even
These
remember
were
the
the
Birdman.
only.
Yeah,
These
only one
three were the only ones that made it in the ocean, like disappeared. I think that's what it
Yeah.
was. The other guys they shot while they were in the water and came to surface, or they didn't even make it outside the walls, or just made it outside but then nothing. Um, I think they could have escaped if they had the right plan. If they were like wearing scuba diving gear and there was like a boat like off the edge to drive them away. Could have happened. If I would kill people, which I cannot do because I'm a pussy. I would definitely write it down in a journal somewhere to confess. And then when I was terminally ill, I would definitely like share my diary with people.
That's how I feel too.
But I wouldn't go out to like media saying like, okay, I killed like her and her and her and her and so and so. But I would definitely write it down in a journal. Not that I could do it, but if I could, then I would do it that way.
I agree. I do agree because it's like I don't know. Do I really want everyone in the world to continue like searching for answers? Like, yeah, I did it. So you'll now know it, but I'm dead, so you can't do anything about it. You know what I mean? Like, other than the families can get some closure or whatever. Um, and I would never do anything either because same reason, Fox. But I have read so many books and listen to podcasts about true crime and stuff, and it's like, don't you have the decency? Like, you just died, and we're pretty sure you did it, but we don't know 100%. So couldn't you just like give us a little bit? Like, give us something.
I think it's like a bloated gene, like a look at me kind of way. If you kill people because it's what complex? Oh yeah, it's a god complex. That's what it is, I think. I've watched a
You
couple of
have the
true crimes
ability to
too.
kill people.
Yeah, if you have like a certain gene that it's and they label it as calling the God complex, where you think you're above people, so you can like diminish them or take their life without remorse. There's literally some people who like really don't have remorse or don't feel anything, and they start killing because they want to feel something,
Right.
and then they don't, but they don't care if they get caught either, so they won't share their story or whatever. um I don't know, I think it's decent, but I don't know if I want to go like the families go through that again, saying like, oh, I killed like your daughter like 60 years or 40 years ago.
You
I don't
don't
know.
think so? I think it would give them some sort of closure to
I wouldn't
actually
want to know.
know that
I
someone's not out there like killing other people. You know what I mean?
if
Like,
they
wouldn't
died,
you
yeah,
if
yeah.
like if somebody close to you was murdered and that person was never found, like you would automatically think, okay, this was probably not just a one-time thing. Like they're probably out there killing other people and we don't know it. Like think about the freaking what's his name? The dating game killer out there for years just murdering all these women and nobody knew about it. Well, if that very first person had, he got caught for that, that wouldn't have happened. He would have
But
been,
people
yeah.
like oh, what's that movie again with like the psychiatrist that was a serial murderer with uh, oh, it's a good one. It's a horror movie, I guess. It's like with the female they called Clarice. Ah, it's like the
You mean
Hannibal Lecter.
yes,
Oh,
Silence
oh,
of the
oh,
Lambs.
oh.
That was
Silence of
based
the
on a
Lambs.
real
Yeah.
thing too, and
Mm.
he
Yeah, it
was
was.
like killing a lot of people, and they didn't even know, and he got caught because he was way smart about it, because he was like so surgically clean
Mm.
that they couldn't link anything to him, although they knew it was him. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think yeah, there's definitely something wrong if you could like kill somebody.
Well,
Um,
just going back to your Alcatraz thing, I don't. The other one that I was like thinking of was the case of DB Cooper as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
That
so
was on there.
so it was a guy. So Fox v U. It was a guy got on a plane. I can't remember where. Anyway, it took off, and he said to the air hostess, "I've got a bomb attached to me." This was like in the 60s, I think. Made some demands like, I need $1 million US or something put onto the plane, and I'll let all the people off except for the pilot and the air hostess or whatever. So landed, let all the people off. They put $1 million onto the plane, and then he got a parachute and jumped out the back of the plane and was never found. And again, there was like someone on his deathbed. He didn't write anything, but he said like, "Oh, I'm, DB Cooper or whatever." And I kind of wonder whether the people don't say anything. I'm thinking that. Well, I'm thinking. I mean, Alcatraz. I don't know. DB Cooper. I'm thinking like with him, would he want to say anything? Because if it was proved it was him, then could the government take assets away from his family?
I was thinking that. Yeah, that's possible, right? Especially because his was like he had a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't that he murdered someone, it was just that he had all this money. So would his family then have to pay back the
no,
the
they
what
can't like
oh, no,
no, they
they
can
can.
get the money that
They
they
can.
don't have, right?
They can. They can
Sure,
do
sure
it.
they could. Like, oh, I mean, it's the government. I'm sure they could come up with some sort of excuse to do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, with the Alcatraz guys, I don't know, because it's not the same thing of like you can't send like the son or something to prison for them because they didn't do their time.
Yeah, Yeah,
So
I mean,
don't
I
know.
don't think that there would have been any issue, like, after so many years. Like, I don't think anything would happen. I don't even know if at, that age with cancer being in, like, on his deathbed, if they would even do anything.
Mm.
They would probably just let him die. Like, if he's in a hospital,
Oh yeah, they would have let
like,
him die.
they wouldn't care.
Yeah. I don't know.
But it would be a damn good story.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Whether maybe people just don't say anything because they don't want their families to become like targeted or anything like that. I don't know. Just thinking off the top of my head, like if you went, "Oh yeah, I did this," like crime or whatever, would people then go, "Oh wait, hold on, let's go and find them, beat them up"? I don't know. Some people are weird.
I don't know. That's a very good question.
Or just cameras in their face all the time because like, "Oh, you were married to, or you're the son of the blah blah blah. Give me an interview. Give me an interview." I don't know.
I don't know either.
That too. They're like easy money.
Yeah, so I don't know. It is a weird one.
Serial killers.
We
need to do an episode on serial
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Well, I was thinking the next one, right, Skelly? You said you're thinking about like unsolved crimes because I have a good one that's gonna rock your world.
Oh.
But I need you to do some research before we do it.
Yeah, send it.
Okay.
Because you're literally gonna lose your story.
Oh.
Oh wait, you don't have one anyway. Sorry.
Yeah, that's like
I'm just
really nice.
kidding.
She said that and then she went silent
I
because
just
she was
waited. I was waiting to see reaction.
when you say you're fine, but you're not really fine.
Next time there will be two guys and not the blonde.
Yeah.
Thank you for.
Yeah.
I'm kicked out. I was kicked out of the group.
we're gonna replace you with a cat.
Yeah, my cat.
Yeah.
What? No, it can't be replaced with a cat. Your cat's not even blonde.
My cat can be blonde.
I was gonna say Fox.
What about this animal?
Oh
right
no!
here?
Why have you done that? That's messed up my goddamn format. now I'm going to do a transition to a full screen temporarily. God damn you.
More work.
I did think I was going to have to do that at some point anyway, so gives me an excuse. Well, just in case we ever have a guest on.
Woo!
Never know. Never
my
know.
cat be a guest?
A cat can be a guest.
Will your cat talk if you talk to your cat?
Definitely. She doesn't meow. She's just weird. She does a or something. I don't know what she does.
Yeah.
She's like a T-Rex.
She's a triceratops.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's go with it.
We'll go with that. We'll go with that.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, continue. No.
Well, I think that's probably a decent place. I think we're just over an hour.
Do we have some more questions for the people listening? For Robbie P at home, maybe?
Yeah, Robbie P. What does he think about Alcatraz? Does he think that they escaped it? Well, what does he think's in Fort Knox? I'm directing this just at him, but it's obviously to anyone. And again, like,
what do the listeners think there is in Fort Knox?
And what's like, what are the I want to know what the listeners like top like conspiracy theory and unsolved mystery is. What's their like number one? And then if people are this far in, also, if you've got any like unsolved crimes, put them in the comments on YouTube. We'll see them and we'll then discuss them on the podcast.
Or serial killers going in advance.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
You can also message in the Twitter, and we could add that too, or comment on the Twitter too.
Yes.
Add that stuff.
God, like this, we're efficient.
Yes. We
Makes
got
change.
this. It's a shame that there's like two guys next time, right? Only two guys and a cat.
Two guys and a cat.
Yeah.
Wait. Earlier you said that you were the cat. So who's the other guy?
I can be everything I set my mind to. That's what Eminem said. So.
I'm a microwave.
You didn't get the reference.
I'm a Boeing
It's
747. I just
You're
can't fly yet.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm staying in the hangar for now.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
I like it.
Thank
Well,
you.
Good place to stop.
Yeah. Well, with that, thank you to everyone who's listening and watching. As I said, the support is much appreciated. As it's like continuing to grow steadily. So, yeah, big thank you. It is much appreciated. We and keep dropping comments and things like that in YouTube because we do see them, and we'll try and react in time and whatnot. I think it took me about 24 hours to react to Robbie P. So I do apologise it took me that long. But thank you. And with that, this is going to be weird because you guys aren't going to hear the beeping. So you're just going to have to like say goodbye and I'll have to...
Could you beep for us?
A bit like a beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you do that? And then we'll know.
Okay. Well, with that, goodbye everyone and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.